Hello everybody, I want to take a look at AMZN right here, doing a technical analysis on it, and then I got a six-legged options trade after that. I'm going to walk you through what we're doing right there. So we're in a more complex situation right here. And the thing is, from a fundamental perspective, it's overvalued, but it doesn't matter right now in the short term. Let's just put it that way. It does not matter in the short term. AMZN is clearly overvalued. I mean, just looking at it, it's trading at almost 150 times trailing earnings, and its forward PE is not much better. And just plain old, it's a good quality business, but overvalued. That doesn't come into play though in the short term, and we also have other things that are counteracting that, like loose monetary, loose fiscal policy, all those other things. So I'm just going to look at it purely from a technical perspective. Definitely in an uptrend right now. No doubt about that. After 2 years worth of consolidation, essentially we can actually go out and let's see, we can go out onto the monthly chart and we can actually see that AMZN went through 2 years of consolidation and now it's trying to pump higher. And so I don't have a doubt in my mind that it could go higher over the next 1 to 3 months. Here's the thing though. First thing that I notice, it's overbought, or it's going to start to become overbought if it gets to this level right here, which is why I think that the most likely scenario right now is that all the good upside has already been priced in, and the downside is not priced in, and so the pot odds are more in favor of shorting this, but I think that we're in one of those situations where it goes up, consolidates for a while, and I think it will continue to consolidate because now it's starting to get overbought, so I think we're in a sideways range, and then finally after that, we could see a breakout upwards, or we could see an equilibrium that breaks downwards. But I think in the short term we trade sideways, and so we have to have some positive theta ways to take it on. So I think that in the short term, I think the best way to play this is through a theta trade rather than a delta trade. And what I mean by that is instead of being too directional and trying to pick whether this thing's going to go higher or lower, just try to make something from passive time, because for this RSI not to get overbought, it cannot go above this resistance. And for that to happen, it has to trade sideways at the same time, though the support, there's a lot of order flow right here where the support is acting as a very strong support area. And so I have no doubt in my mind that it won't get below this, but not above this. So what's a high probability way to take this on? Well, we can go all the way up at the 3,000 level up here, and we can sell some credit spreads up here where the price simply would not need to get right here by expiration. And AMZN is having a lot of upside volatility, and this is similar to Tesla, but I added some more legs onto it. It's a more complex trade. It has 6 legs. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so first off, we are short the 3,000 calls, long the 3,100 calls. This is our credit spread right here. So we're going to be short calls right here, buying some calls up here, and you just have to pay the width of the strikes right there, and you receive a credit for that. That's why we call it a credit spread. That's a positive theta trade right there. As long as the price doesn't go up and go through that spread, and the price stays below 3,000 until August, you make money. That's a very high probability trade right there. What we would do then also is that we have, so that's one area, and another area is that we have this trade going on right here, and we're using the premium, the credit, or the premium collected from this trade to go and finance this other trade. In this other trade, we're doing a calendarized debit spread. What does that mean? That means that going out to August, we are buying this put right here, and then we are selling this put right here. And the max profit is the width of the strikes, but going out just 10 days or less, I believe so, yeah, 10 days. So going out 10 days, we are going to be short this and then long this, because right here we are long this strike so we can short this strike, and right here we are short this strike so we can go long this strike. And essentially it's a calendar spread, but it's a calendar spread that's made a lot cheaper because we package it as a debit spread. And so we use a credit spread to finance this right here. And let's go through some different scenarios, because you always want to have a backup plan. So let me clear this chart right here, and let's go through some scenarios that might happen. First off, market chops sideways, that's our expectation, and this trade will make money because the credit spread is positive theta and the calendarized debit spread that we're going long is also positive theta. Whenever you have the word calendarized in front of anything, basically just means that you are selling something closer to expiration on something that you buy further to expiration, and so it makes it positive theta. And so if you're going long that calendarized spread, then it's positive theta. So we just make money from the passage of time, and this is more of a theta trade than anything else. So if it chops sideways, we get a nice check mark, and we're good. If it goes down, although it hurts our calendarized debit spread, it's a very high-class problem to have, to put it that way, because we'll still be making money on the credit spread, and we can just roll down our credit spread, and even though we start losing money on the calendarized debit spread, we have some other solutions right there. We can take the long debit spread that expires further out, we can roll it down. Short credit spread, we can buy it back with the money that we made from rolling down the credit spread, and we can just go on and do that. And so even though it's not the best case scenario, we still make money, and it's a very high class problem to have. It's sort of like doing covered call where the stock goes up too high and it gets called away. It's a very high class problem to have. The worst case scenario would just be that it rallies higher from here towards our short strikes at the 3,000, 3,100 level. And over there, what we do is that we sell put spread against it and turn it into a iron condor or an iron fly or a short box spread. And if the price still keeps on going higher, it's very unlikely. If the price did go higher, I would expect some consolidation. But if it did continue going higher, we take the put spread, and then we would roll it up. So over there, really, that scenario turns into a break-even scenario, I would say. But the probability of that happening is close to only 5%. But I'm still going to give us a check mark right there. So if it rallies up like crazy, 5% or less of a probability of that happening, you can still make it so that it turns into a break-even trade sideways. Best case scenario, give us a check mark for that. If it goes down, we have a high-class problem where it goes down too much, but still our credit spread is making money. We can roll those down and buy back our short spreads that we sold and from the extra premium collected, and then roll down our debit spreads. It's a very high-class problem to have, though. If it trades sideways, though, most likely scenario, giving us a check mark, that's going to be our highest probability and highest profitability trade right there. But I think overall, all three scenarios, we make money, or at least we break even at best in the low probability 5% scenario. If you guys have any questions about this trade right here, of course, just pause the video, take a look at that trade right there. If you have any questions about it, or if you think it's too complex, you want to simplify, you want to do anything with it, just contact us in the comment section below. We try to answer all your questions and do so within just a few hours, and we try to be pretty timely with it right there. So, if you have any questions, just ask us, and other than that, stay profitable and happy trading.